Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Amber 108 Yoga. Today, I wanted to share a little bit shorter practice. So, a lot of the pre recorded classes I've shared with you so far, and even the live one that I did, they end up being quite extensive, an hour up to an hour and a half. And the reality is that as a householder, as a person with a spouse, and with children and with dogs and two jobs and everything else, sometimes the reality is that we don't always have that amount of time for our own personal practice. But the most important piece about practicing yoga is just to show up, with whatever time you have, to show up to the best of your ability in that day, to give yourself compassion and loving kindness and to hold space for whatever your practice looks like. At the end of the day, the most important piece about yoga is to just show up. So what I want to do today is to share just a gentle, quick little practice with you about 25 to 30 minutes long that you can do on those days where you might not have a lot of time, where things might be a little bit shorter and where you still want to get the benefits of yoga, but and that serenity and that calmness to be able to move into your busy day, but at the same time, maybe not the full length of a regular class. So we'll start today in Tadasana, or our mountain pose, at the top of our mat. So standing just at the top of our mat. And when I say top of our mat, I mean the short end of one of the ends of your mats. The props that we're going to use today is not many. Again, if you're in a hurry or if you need to do this somewhere on your lunch break, like maybe in your lunchroom, just a quick few minutes, then we want to keep things minimal. So today I just have my yoga mat and I have 2 blocks, and that's it, and me, which is the most important part. All right, so I'm going to keep those blocks at the top, what I call the top of my mat, so at the very head of my mat. And then starting with the feet about hip width apart, really let the balls of your feet, so the underneath the big toe, underneath the pinky toe, and in the center of your heel, feel that really connect into the ground that's underneath you. I like to lift my toes just so I can feel those 3 points in each foot really sink in, and then just gently let your toes rest so that they're not gripping and holding. Then from here, let your knees be soft so they stack above your ankles, and then feel your hips stack above your knees. And then this might be the first really tall spine you get at the beginning of your day. You might, we tend to do a lot of this in rounding and hunching. So let's take that opportunity. Stand up nice and tall. Feel the top of your head reach way up towards the sky. Let your shoulders just relax. And then from here, stack your breastbone above your hips. Feel your chin draw in so it stacks above your breastbone. And begin to really breathe. Breathe your natural breath. Feel that nice breath in your body. And notice how you can breathe a little bit better when you stand up upright. We have lots of space for the body to move out, to let that inhale come in. And from here, let's just take 5 deep, full breaths. And each breath, let the breath be a little bit deeper, a little bit longer. Feel it move all the way into your pelvic bowl. Nice big inhale. All right, and then after our 5th breath, once you feel that rhythm, that slow, long rhythm of the breath in your body, we're going to begin to move our body to that breath, that nice, slow, deliberate breath. So inhale, reach through the fingertips. As you inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Take that big breath in, and as you exhale, bring your palms together. Slide the hands down to your heart. Inhale. Exhale. moving with your breath. And as we move here, things will begin to warm up. You might notice this movement becomes a little bit easier. The shoulders are warming up, that synovial fluid, that fluidity in our joints starts to lubricate, making the movement a little bit less sticky. And then if you want to add a little bit of juiciness onto this, what you can do is keeping the feet in that firmly planted position, feeling that grounding. As you inhale, you can lift the chest, lift the gaze to look up at your thumbs, and then exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, lift, little bit of a back bend. Okay, one more time, coming around. And then bring the hands down to the heart. Take a full breath here. Nice big inhale in. Big exhale out. And then we're going to move the arms in the opposite direction. This time as we inhale, reach up through center. And then let the arms sweep out to the sides as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And we're going to add a little bit more movement onto this. At any point, anytime we layer something on, if it doesn't feel right for you today, come back to the space where you were before, where it felt comfortable, where it felt okay in your body. We don't do pain, at least I don't. Inhale, reaching up. And then this time as you exhale, we're going to let the arms sweep out. We're going to bend through the knees, set the hips back, let the knees stack over the ankles, and just take a little bit of a chair. Take a little squat down. And as you inhale, press up through the feet, reach up nice and tall. And then exhale, sit in that imaginary chair, push the hips back. And then we're going to come through one more time. Inhale, press up. As you exhale, and the arms come down, we're going to bend the knees, set the hips back, let your belly come all the way onto your thighs. And then gently bring the hands down, lift your hips, let your head hang. And we're just going to hang out here for a minute. Let yourself be loose, maybe sway from side to side, breathe. Let gravity do its magic. Feel that gentle inversion of the head below the heart, below the hips. And then bring your hands to either your shins or your thighs. Take a big breath in. Lift up halfway. Let your crown of your head draw away from your tail, from your seat. Feel that nice long neutral spine. Take that big breath in. And then as you exhale, let yourself waterfall forward again. Do it again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Moving with your breath. And you might find as you keep doing this with your breath that those muscles in the backs of the legs begin to loosen a little bit. Keep the knees bent and soft to help let the forward fold be from your hips and not your low back. And then one more time, inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale this time, we're going to come forward, bend the knees enough to plant the palms of your hands. Step one foot back and then the other. Now, if this is too much, let's lower to the knees right away. Otherwise, we can stay here for 3 full breaths. Feel that neutral spine. Let the pelvis be aligned with the crown of the head and with the heels. And then slowly lower the knees down. We're going to bring the knees a little bit wider apart so that they are hip width apart. Gently move your seat back towards your heels. Let your torso fold forward. Take a breath here. And then bringing the hands onto the mat. Inhale, come up onto hands and knees. We're going to come into what we call table pose, or there's lots of names for this, but it's a hands and knees position. Spread your palms nice and wide, and then let your 2 index fingers be parallel to each other so that the hands look like they're a little bit turned outward, but if you look at your 2 pointer fingers, they look like they're side by side. And then if there's no tenderness in your wrists, stack your wrists under your elbows, elbows under shoulders, knees under hips. And then inhale, press the crown of your head forward. Feel your tail press towards the wall behind you. And breathe here. Find that nice full breath here. All right, we're going to be moving through a couple poses here. So first we want to warm things up a little bit. We want to begin to help lubricate some of the joints for some of the movements we're going to move into. So just starting simply with the shoulders and the shoulder blades. As you inhale, press really strongly through your hands. Lift your shoulders up so that they slide outward on the back of your body. And then as you inhale, let your chest sink towards the floor. Let your shoulder blades draw in towards your spine. Exhale, press up. Inhale, let the shoulder blades draw together. Okay, so coming back to neutral, now we're going to move through our pelvis, through our tail. And so as you inhale, lift your tail up towards the ceiling. Feel the pelvis slide on top of your femurs, on top of your leg bones. And then as you exhale, let the tail draw downward like it's pointing down towards the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, point down. All right, and now we're just going to add the movement of the spine in conjunction with these 2 movements. So take a big breath in that neutral spine. Again, the crown presses forward, tail presses back. As you exhale, we're going to tuck that tail under, point it down towards the ground, press through the palms, lift your spine up, let your shoulder blades separate, and let your head hang in our arched Halloween cat pose. And then as you inhale, lift the tail on your seat up towards the sky. As you breathe in, let your belly dip towards the earth. Let the shoulder blades draw together, and then lift your chest forward in our cow pose. Exhale, tail tucks, spine lifts, head hangs. Inhale, tail lifts, belly fills, heart moves forward. Move with your breath. doing one more. You'll inhale, let the belly fill, let the shoulder blades slide together. This time as we exhale, we're going to round the tail, sit it back towards the heels, let the belly come forward, and let yourself come down into child's pose. You can stack the hands underneath the forehead. You can bring the hands along the sides of your body, whatever feels best for you. Take a couple breaths here. And then bringing the palms of the hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your chin in towards your spine and gently roll all the way up. Now, we can either stay seated on the heels. If you want, you can swing your legs around. This is where I actually use the blocks at one point. And I'm going to just lift up so that I can thread the blocks in between my legs underneath my seat to help elevate my seat so that it's not resting on my heels and I don't get that compression in my legs or my legs fall asleep. It's a terribly uncomfortable feeling. So from this position, and I'm just going to turn so that you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. We'll find that same upright position that we had from standing, just from seated this time. So feel the spine lift up, feel the crown of your head extend upward, let your shoulders relax, feel your chest stack above your hips and your chin above your chest. And we'll come back to that breathing again, inhaling, reaching up, palms together, exhale, hands down through heart center. Oh, pardon me. The next time we come around, we'll inhale, reach up. This time, keeping the left arm up, we'll bring the right hand down, reaching the fingertips down towards the ground. We can bend into that right side, letting the left arm reach up overhead. We'll inhale, let the arms come back up. Exhale, left hand comes down, the right arm reaches over. We're bending into that side body on the left side. Inhale, we're going to flow over to the other side, and we're going to flow a couple times. Every inhale, coming back up through center. Every exhale, bending into the opposite side. And if the arm up overhead feels like too much in the shoulder, if you have any shoulder issues, what we can do is we can also bring that hand down just to rest on the head. Because really what we're trying to go for is that opening through the side body and the gentle compression on the side of the body that we're bending into. We're helping to massage all of our wonderful organs that live in our torso, helping to keep them strong and active, helping them to work and detoxify. All right, one more time from side to side, moving with your own breath. And then we'll come back up to center. This time we'll bring the hands down to the heart. Let your thumbs rest on your breastbone. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale this time, we're going to turn our heart and our ribs and our belly towards the right side. So as you exhale, turn belly, ribs, heart, gently look over that right shoulder, keeping your seat planted. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest to the left. And let's do this a couple times. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist. One more time from side to side. And then we'll come back to center. We're going to slide the hands down the knees and come back to that tabletop position. And then from here, bringing those blocks back to the top of your mat. We're not quite done with them yet. From our table position, with that palm spread wide, draw your elbows in so that when you bend them, they point back at your knees. We're going to curl the toes under, press through the palms of your hands to lift the knees, and then press your hips up and back, coming into our downward facing dog. All right, now from here, we can keep the knees bent, gentle pedaling out the feet, one side and then the other. What I like to do a little bit is as I inhale, I come up onto the balls of my feet. And as I exhale, I let my heels sink down towards the floor. And then take a deep bend in your knees, look forward between your hands, and we're going to gently begin to take a walk forward. Coming back, letting our feet plant about hip width apart, finding that stable grounding through the feet, and gently let your torso hang. Let's inhale, come to the hands to the shins, come up halfway, exhale, come down. We'll do that a couple more times. And then reaching the hands, grabbing those blocks if you have them, otherwise reaching the hands down to the floor. We're going to rest the weight in the left foot, step your right foot back, and take a big step back. Walk the blocks back so that they're underneath your shoulders, so wrists, elbows, shoulders again. Take a bend in that left knee, make sure that it stacks above the ankle for stability when you lunge in. And then what we're going to do is as you exhale, lunge in, lift your chest forward, press that right heel back. Inhale, extend through your left leg, slowly drop that right heel closer to the floor and let your torso hang over the left leg. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, push back. All right, and then the next time you lunge in, take a bend in that right knee in the back behind you, and we're going to press off, step that right foot back forward, let yourself hang, hands to shins as you inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, let yourself waterfall forward. We'll do that one more time. All right. Hands to blocks again. This time we're going to rest the weight in the right foot and take a big step back with your left. All right. And then as we check in, walk the blocks back so that they're supported underneath the shoulders. As we exhale in, that right knee stacks above the right ankle for stability. So, exhale. Inhale, hip shift back, that left heel drops. And then pressing off that back left foot. Bring that left foot back. Let yourself hang. Hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Nice long spine. Take that big breath in. Exhale, come all the way forward. Do that one more time. And then bend the knees, let your belly rest on your thighs. Draw the arms out to the sides. Hinging at the hips, lift all the way back up. Palms together, hands down to the heart. Now, there's our 25-minute practice to help cool down, to help get you settled. There's lots of ways that we could do. We could continue to do a little bit more asana, heading towards the floor, resting in our integration pose, our shavasana. However, in the mornings, I already just woke up. I just came out of my slumber and I'm getting ready for my day. However, I don't also want to be all whirly heading into my day. I'd like to bring my mind and my focus inward. And so for that, I actually use a pranayama, to use a breath to help me get focused, yet at the same time still keep me awake, still keep all of that prana, all of that energy I've just generated circulating in my body to help me have energy for the day. So the pranayama I would like to share with you, the breathing technique that I'd like to share with you, is called Nadi Shodhanam. And Nadi Shodhanam, sometimes also called alternate nostril breathing, is a very simple breathing technique that you can do anywhere. So it's my favorite because it gives you a grounding sensation. There's not tons of contraindications. However, as with anything, if it doesn't feel right to you once you get into it, if you're doing it, and whatever comes up, if it's really uncomfortable in the mind, if it's causing pain, we don't want to do it. There's a big difference between being uncomfortable and being in pain. Sometimes our thoughts make us uncomfortable. We have to sit with some of the things that we have to do, and we can't take away all the comfort take away all the discomfort in our lives. Sometimes we need to meet that. But there's a big difference between that and pain. We don't want anyone in any type of pain. So the technique for Nadi Shodhanam, you just simply need a hand. And the traditional hand formation for it is to lower both the index finger and the middle finger, keeping the ring finger, pinky finger, and the thumb extended. Now, if you don't have this access, that's okay. To start off with, you can also use your index finger and your thumb. Essentially, we're just going to use the hand as a tool. So coming back to sitting up nice and tall so that we have that nice full breath again. Come back to that rhythm. Take those nice big inhales in, feeling that air move all the way down into the belly. Ooh, pardon me. And then once you feel that rhythm, what we're going to do is we'll take, without the hand, we'll take a nice big breath in, and then a big breath out. And then we're going to place the thumb, the right thumb, on the side of the right nostril, helping to close that nostril. And then take a big breath in. At the top of your inhale, we're going to move the ring finger or your index finger, if that's what you're using, to close the left nostril, and then we're going to breathe out the right. We're going to breathe in the right, and then breathe out the left. Breathe in the left. Breathe out the right. Breathe in the right. Breathe out the left. Breathe in the left. Breathe out the right. Keep going with this pattern. And you can keep going with this breath as long as you want. Usually if it's on my lunch break, I'll do it for about 5 minutes. And then to finish, we'll breathe out the right, breathe in the right, and then breathe out the left. And then gently remove your hand and breathe through both nostrils. Notice the sensation. I always get a bit of a cool sensation up in my mind, helping to calm, helping to ground. This is also a great breath to do during allergy season. It helps to clear through the sinuses a little bit, helps to declog. And now I'm still upright, I'm still active, but I'm grounded and I'm ready to focus and start my day. Hopefully this practice was helpful for you. Again, just a super gentle awakening practice. It doesn't always have to be big. It doesn't always have to be flashy and showy. We just need to move our bodies to get that prana circulating so that we can ground ourselves, to clear our minds, to have that consciousness. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.